Okay, now let's let the fun begin. Listen, I think a lot of you, your favorite franchise is Salt Lake. I get it. I love Salt Lake. It is so good, but I don't know. I think my favorite franchise is still RHOBH. I know a lot of you disagree. I loved this trailer, and I'm going to tell you why. Now, a lot of you might be rolling your eyes. Not sure if everyone saw the trailer of RHOBH, but it is out. We actually have a date, which makes me think, do we actually have a date for Vanderpump Rules? I know we have the trailer, which Sarah and I covered this week. Um, I love this trailer and I have some apologies to make. Well, first of all, Miss Richards has come out, okay? So she's not exactly admitting that she's in love with Morgan Wade, but it starts where do. Bows. All of our ladies are back, plus we have two newbies, Amanda Frances and Rachel Zoe. And we have a third friend of whose name I need to pull up. So we have 10 ladies circulating. The other friend I was not even in the trailer. But it starts out with Bo saying, look, I'm a girl's girl, but in order to be friends, I need to know the information. And Kyle Richards says, why don't you just ask what you really want to ask? And then she says, I could go Brad or I could go Angelina. There it is. She has come out. Look, I don't think Garcelle minds the fact that she walked away from the show. Alex Baskin just did an interview where he said, Garcelle left with her head held high. I really appreciate that. I appreciate that more than someone. Look, there are so many housewives that are there every year in every franchise where I get it, you don't want to be there. You want the money, you don't want to be there. So I do believe when Alex says, like, we have housewives, I would say 3 to 4 seasons, at least 2 to 3 seasons, where you're mentally checked out. Teresa was mentally checked out for the last few seasons, where you just don't want to be there. And no shade, I get it. I mean, I wouldn't want to be there after that long either. It's a hard job. Meredith Marks, I get vibes that maybe she'd like to be somewhere else, but you like the money. So Alex said, look, I really appreciate that rather than someone that just kind of sticks around, someone that actually just kind of picks up and, leaves when they should. So I wonder if Garcelle is kind of like, wait a second, there was two major issues I had at the reunion. One was that my friend Sutton doesn't care about anyone but Sutton. We'll get into that in a second. And two, we're all pretending that Kyle isn't, in love with Morgan or that she doesn't go both ways. So I wonder how Garcelle feels about this. Really, that's where my mind goes. It is one of the things that I think drove her out of the room. But to me, Kyle came out. She could go Brad or could go Angelina. Guys, I'm actually even shocked that we're dealing with this. I think after Garcelle quit, it was obvious there were two reasons why. And I think producers were like, you got to give us something, sweetheart. I'm shocked that we're even talking about this, really. It is more than I expected from Miss Richards. So, more power to her. I feel Kyle came out. You are in love with Morgan, although we do see Bose try to fix her up. And she says, I just want to have lots of sex. So, not so quick, Morgan. Your girl is not taken by you just yet. And when she says she can go Brad or she can go Angelina, Erika is so amused and she's like, finally, Kyle has come out. Well, we see Bose helping her fix up and someone with sex. Then we flash to Rachel Zoe. I got a lot to say about this. For everyone who hasn't seen the trailer, there's no point. I'm summarizing it all here for you now. If you have seen the trailer, these are my thoughts. Do you agree or disagree? Where she says, my name is Rachel Zoe. You may or may not remember me because I've lived here before. I'm gonna apologize in a minute to someone. I feel, look, I'm thrilled that Rachel is on this show. Let me be very clear. I loved the Rachel Zoe project. I love Rachel Zoe's affectation. I like watching Rachel Zoe. I'm not sure Rachel Zoe is going to be such a universal hit. I mean, here's the thing about Rachel. She isn't, you know, Candace Dillard. She isn't Lisa Barlow. She is, well, I mean, Lisa doesn't really show us much either, does she? But like Rachel to me is very, and there's no insult here today, but she's very media savvy and very media trained. Yes, we see the scene where she tells her kids that she's going through a divorce from her father, and one of the kids says, so you don't love him anymore. We are going to learn about Rachel. I mean, that is the job to open up your life, but let's be very, very clear. Rachel is Kyle and Kathy, and she knows how to play this game. Sutton too, Garcelle too, Jennifer Tilly. It's Hollywood. So we're not gonna get we'll get emotion from Rachel. She'll certainly fight with the other women. She's not going to be afraid to speak up and speak her mind when she has to. So, in a lot of ways, she's going to give us a lot as a housewife. But let's make no mistake. Rachel is not going to let us see anything that Rachel does not want us to see. She is media savvy in that way. So I am excited about her. I like seeing her. But from this trailer, it's you can't I see why. Look, you cast someone, oh, I can't even say an actress, but it is similar to Denise and Rinna and Garcelle. You cast someone that we know from the past. It doesn't mean they're going to be a great housewife, right? Like we will forget the Rachel Zoe project and everything that came before this Rachel. That's the game. So I love her. I have high hopes for her, but watching this trailer, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I think her joining the franchise might just be just a little too hyped. Just a little, not a lot. I'm very excited. I just think it's a little too hyped in that she knows what she's doing. Love seeing the Hamptons, my backyard. I remember when the ladies were here this summer and they go to Italy and they go to Sedona. So there you go. Now let's get into so Kyle has come out. So now let's get into newbie Amanda Frances, who I feel kind of just says fuck you to everyone. I need to say a lot about Amanda Frances. Well, first we have, I forgot who said it. I think Erika said, meet our, let's have a cheers to our new friend, Amanda. And Boz said, well, Rachel's our new friend too. And Amanda said, yeah, but she's been here before. I'm like new. When Kathy Hilton was on Watch What Happens Live, Kathy implied that there were some issues with the newbies. There's only two newbies. One is Rachel and one is Amanda. And I got the impression on Watch What Happens when Kathy was on, I don't know, like a month, 2 months ago, I lost track of time, 3 months, that she wasn't talking about Rachel and she implied that the newbies have brought some drama. And I got the impression that Kathy herself wasn't so thrilled with one of the newbies. So it seems, first of all, I mean, is Boz jealous? Does Boz want to be like